Welcome back to United USA 2020 and beyond. So, DOD, Secretary of Defense, military stand down for 60 days, apparently. As the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin III, has ordered the DOD-wide stand down to discuss the problem of extremism in the ranks. Pentagon Press Secretary John F. Kirby said today. Still, Austin said in the meeting with the military leaders that while the numbers may be small, they are not as small as everyone would like. Okay, this is an issue because this is kind of like what the Soviet Union, it is exactly what the Soviet Union and the Chinese Communist regime does to their soldiers as well, vetting them, screening them in ways like this where they're being judged on their personal preferences or politics or what level of political views they have. Of course, all federal employees are screened for their positions. I mean, even when you go into the military, you're still screened. They still do a background check on you. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that there seems to be a stronghold from the Biden administration that wants all of our officers military personnel, wants them vetted and checked and analyzed and scrutinized and examined much more in depth and detail, which is a massive judgment to our men and women in uniform. So goes on to say that Austin and Army General Mark A. Miley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, met with the service, civilian leaders, and service chiefs to discuss the problem of extremism. Okay, it says Kirby noted that some of the extremists who stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th were active duty service members, while others were military veterans. I made a video about this just a few weeks back, talking about how they were going to start targeting the military, active and retired. Yep, now here we are. Says Kirby was quick to say that the vast majority of men and women who serve in uniform in the military are doing so with honor, integrity, and character, and do not the sorts of beliefs that lead to the kind of conduct that can be so detrimental to the good order and discipline, and in fact is criminal. That's quite a mouthful. It says, still, Austin said in the meeting with military leaders that while the numbers may be small, they're not as small as we would like. It says no matter what it is not an insignificant problem that has to be addressed, Kirby said during a press gaggle in the Pentagon. Obviously, he's just another puppet doing what he's told by his boss, Biden. The stand down will occur over the next 60 days, approximately, Kirby said, and this is so each service, each command, and each unit can take the time out to have these needed discussions with the men and women of the force, he said that. So I think this is very dangerous because what's happening now is it's showing that there is going to be a violation of even servicemen and women's constitutional rights. And they're saying, well, we're going to try to do this and that and regulate so that we don't violate the Constitution. But I mean, this feels like a violation, and I'm sure as it gets more in depth and extreme and more scrupulous, I'm sure it will be a violation of servicemen and women's rights. And I understand the actions of those individuals on January 6th, but it seems like they're basically judging the whole tree by a few bad apples, or judge everyone for the actions of a few. But essentially, apparently, that is what's happening in the Joe Biden administration, ordering this on the DOD, a 60-day stand down to vet our military. So if you saw this coming like I did, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, share, get it out there.